So for all the people who don't know you, do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, so it's like my first time really doing this. Okay, so my name is Tashana Charles. I'm 26 from Montreal, Canada, obviously. I'm actually studying to be a psychotherapist, mainly for like relationships and all of that. But I also do fitness. I've been in fitness for about like 5 years now. I've been training hard for that, not for like competition wise, just because I like working out and I like the results that I get from it. And also definitely like boosted my confidence from like when I first started working out to now. And I'm also a YouTuber, content creator. So I post like fitness videos on YouTube. I do like my tea talks where I talk about like relationships and all these other things. And yeah, it's pretty much about me.
Well, you kind of a little bit answered it, but like, how did exactly did you get into fitness within your own personal life?
Funny story. Okay, so it actually was like my ex at the time. He was always just like, "Oh, your body should look like this. You should look like that." And back then, I was skinny. Like I was 00. I was like not even 100 pounds, and I'm a tall person. So I was really, really skinny. And obviously, like Instagram wasn't so heavy like 5 years ago, not even like 6, 7 years ago. But it was the same typical things you see now, like all the slim girls, small waist, big ass, big boobs, all of that, and like genetically speaking, that wasn't me. So he was showing me like all these girls who like went to the gym and they were able to transform their bodies to be more thicker. And obviously, being the person who I was, insecure and like not much confidence, and I was doing anything to please my boyfriend. So I'm like, okay, fine, join the gym. And I just wasn't doing it for myself, so I wasn't really like. It was hard for me to stay consistent. Like I would go to the gym 2, 3 times a week for a couple months, and then I'll fall off and not go anymore. Or I'll go to the gym, and then like McDonald's was literally right next door, so I'll just go to McDonald's right after the gym. Like I just wasn't into it. But then I found like once we broke up, and I was just like, okay, revenge body, you know? And
Yes.
as like corny as that sound, that was like my mindset. And then I ended up really liking it. It became like very therapeutic. And I started realizing like this is what I really genuinely like to do. Like I would wake up, go to school from like 8 to 5, go to work from a bartender from like 6 to 1, and then go to the gym from like 1:30 a.m. to like 2:30 a.m. and then go home. And that's when I'm like, okay, I really, really like this. Yeah.
That is dedication, sis. What are the 2 biggest challenges with regards to facing the social media game for you personally as a woman of color?
Okay. So I would say like one, the fact that it's super underrepresented, underrepresentative in terms of like if you Google or YouTube, sorry, go on YouTube search and you type like ab workout or booty workout, you're always gonna see the top same fitness trending YouTubers, and they're always like they're all white. I think the only person that's not white is Chloe Ting, who's like really, really big. And other than that, it's just like you have to literally type in Hispanic fitness YouTuber, Black fitness YouTuber, Asian. Like it's, I've had so many people mention that to me because I also created a YouTube video about that, how we're underrepresented.
Yeah.
And I also like made as a platform for other Black fitness YouTubers, especially females, to like shout themselves out in the comment box below and let them know, like let other people know what they do and like check them out. And if they have what you need, go follow them, subscribe to them, and like work out with them, especially during lockdown. And a lot of people have reached out to me from that video, even DM'd me and told me like I literally have to type in Black fitness YouTuber in order to see like videos of girls that look like me. And it just stems from like everything else. We always feel more comfortable when we're doing something when we can relate to someone that looks like us. Like let's say a female who goes into like a male dominated career, like engineering at Concordia, and you see all males, you can feel very like overwhelmed and like you're not going to do as good. But then once you see a successful classmate or like successful professor who's a female engineer, you feel more comfortable, like, okay, I can do this. There are people like me who are in the field that I want to go into, you know? So that's one thing that's the struggle. Another thing is like the negative comments. I don't get much. I get a lot of positive things. But like you have trolls on internet, and you have people who just like have nothing else better to do with their time. So I don't give much energy to it, but sometimes I'm like, oh, you want to start? Okay, I got time today. Let's go. You know? Like, I think you saw the time on like my reels where I spoke about like who pays for the first date.
Yes, I was on like, that thread.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh, equality, rights, and this, that, and
yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Bro, so, like, I don't even know whose it was, but like this man's was like, saying some stuff, and I was like, yo, fuck that ish. Like, I literally was like, told him what I thought, and then this whole thing, Sheila got involved. Shout out to Sheila. And then like literally, it was chaotic, and I was like, bruh. I didn't mean for this. I don't have time for this today.
Right?
How was your transfer from Instagram to YouTube, and how did that go for you?
Honestly, I always wanted to do YouTube, but I was kind of skeptical. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Everybody does YouTube. Like, how am I gonna stand out? This, that, and the third. And like, I didn't want to put myself out there and be judged. But then Corona came around, and I was like, back in March, I was bored. Like, I wasn't in school, I wasn't working. I was literally at home every day, watched everything on Netflix. And then my ex at the time was just like, you need to find something to do or you're gonna go crazy. And
your ex, y'all were broken up, and he's still telling you what's good.
No. We broke up way after that. We broke up like 3 months ago. So he told me this back in March. We were together.
What?
And so, yeah. So he was working, so he was an essential worker.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, I'm bored, da, da, da. So he was like, you have to find something to do.
Yeah.
Whatever. So then that's when I started to do like the whole fitness training on Zoom. I was doing more with like my sister and my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, I realized I can't train people. Like, I have no patience for this.
You were telling me on Zoom. You're like, yo, I did it for free one time. And like, this girl was like, I can't do it. And I was like,
yes. I was like, I don't have no patience for this. And there's different people pay you. But I was like, I just don't have any patience for this. So that's when I'm like, okay, let me do a YouTube channel where I do workouts that people can follow along at their own leisure. And I don't have to hear them complaining.
So I know this is a touchy subject, but honestly, like, I'm trying to get everyone's outlook on it because I'm so curious, because everyone has a different like opinion, obviously. So I wanted to ask, what is your take on the Unipre incident in Montreal and LaSalle, and you know, what do you think about it?
I think, like, I've heard so many different opinions.
Yeah.
I feel that obviously it's messed up. Like, the fact that in the same aisle you have one side is available, one side is not available. And what she did, I think, was the right thing to do to go about it. I'm not surprised, as sad as that sounds, just because like the systematic racism all throughout Quebec, especially for like not French. And after like seeing that situation, and she was saying in her video that like, you know, the Black hair stores are not open, but you do have like Unipre and like Unipre and all those other places that you can buy like hair products for them, which also isn't really fair. But then it's very selective because you have some Black hair stores that are open and some that aren't. So I think like it's very unclear of like what exactly is allowed, what's not allowed. I feel like more attention needs to be put onto it and stay onto it, because like as everything, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, I feel like it's just trends. Like, it's hot, everybody's on it, especially like people want to stay relevant and they want to seem like they're helping and doing their part. But then when things start getting more quiet, it's just like, okay, back to like my typical normal life. Let's forget about it.
Yeah, so talking about the BLM movement, what do you feel your brand brings to it from Montreal?
So for myself, what I try to do, like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't all like support Black businesses, this, that, and the third. I was just buying what I like to buy, fast fashion, as they call it, whatever. But I wanted to really like support females, especially who are doing like fitness and who are Black. And I try to stay very like local as well. So like what I would do, not so much now because like money's tight with everything, but I would try to purchase from Black owned fitness. I would try to purchase fitness apparel from Black women who are in the fitness industry, whether they're a personal trainer, whether they're doing fitness on YouTube, whatever. And so I found actually a really good brand that's based in Montreal, Black owned, Montreal, Ottawa, the same line. I also found another girl from Toronto. I have also like connected with a few girls from America. And so I try to buy their products, not with a discount, not with nothing, like full on price, whatever. And then I will either talk about it on my YouTube channel, where I have like, as I said, like kind of series where I talk about other female Black fitness YouTubers that I know of, and I allow other people to like hear a bunch of different people that they don't know of, rather than them going out and doing the search for themselves. They can just click the links. I also did like a try on haul of the different Black owned businesses, and I here and there I would post like pictures on Instagram of me wearing the outfits and just give like a little shout out of what they do, who they are, and how I feel about the brand. And like, I'm not speaking in a biased opinion, like, yeah, all these Black brands are perfect. Like, no, some of them were trash. And I try to say that in like a polite way. And I just told people, like, go out, see it, check it out for yourself. If it's not up to you, then, you know, if you don't like it, sorry, then don't purchase it. I'm not forcing it down your throat, but I'm just giving them the exposure that they may not be receiving.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So that's what I try to do. Yeah.
Agree, because it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm buying this because it's a person who is a person of, or a woman of color, or like just a person of color in general. It should buy because you want to, because it's a good product. I'm not gonna like endorse or just repost. Literally, I'm not gonna post anything about a product that I don't actually like, or an artist that I don't actually like, or like a fitness guru, or like just a YouTuber that I don't actually like. I'm not gonna do it for the clout. That's some BS, bro. Like, that's fake. Like, no, that's like, it's not it. And I love that. I love your answer, honestly.
And a lot of people do that. A lot of people just post other people because, as you said, they want it for clout, or they want to seem like I'm supported, but they're really not, you know?
Exactly, for sure. And you know, going along with that, and like very similarly, like correlating that, the next question is, what do you think is your most diverse quality as a brand within Montreal's community, and, you know, specifically the Black Montreal community? What do you think stands out?
Like, I don't want to sound like corny or like cocky, but I honestly think it's my personality. I think I really do feel that way, because like at first I was so fixated on have to stick to my niche, fitness. And I'm just like, I'm not all about fitness. Like, I have a personality behind it, and it's hard to portray your personality when you're just doing workout videos. You know, like, people don't really care to hear you talking all the time when you're working out. They just want to do the workout, get over done with, and that's that. So I wanted to show more of who I am by doing like my tea talks and all of that. And through showing more of my personality, people are like, what's the word? Not like clinging to me, but like they're relating more to me, and they're understanding who I am and liking me more as a person than like, oh yeah, that's that girl who I work out with. But it's more like, oh yeah, that's Tashana, you know? So I think it really is my personality. And it's funny because when I was starting my YouTube and I was like so skeptical of my sister, she was telling me, she's like, well, you're going to stand out just because of the person who you are. Everyone's different. You have something different to bring. Yeah. So I think that's what it is. And like, I don't give two shits, excuse my language. I post things sometimes I'm like, I should not have posted that.
Girl, be you. Just do you, boo. Like, we do it all the time. Like, we post stuff on our stories with swears and like cusses, and like people are like, oh, we don't want to see that. I'm like, okay, unfollow's right there, sis. Honestly, like I feel like you do it all, girl. Like, we see you. The comedy queen, the exercise queen. Like, okay, Miss YouTuber thing. All right. But yeah, I wanted to add to that because I've watched, a lot of fitness YouTube videos in my day, and I feel like the ones with like, it's just the most generic, I'm sorry, like it's the most generic YouTubers ever, and they have their full like contour, they have their like full everything, and it's like, are you going to the club, sis, or are you working out? Like I swear.
Yeah, I feel you. I watch them sometimes and I'm like, I look like a rat in my videos. Like, these girls are full glammed out, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I should put a little 1-2 makeup on while I do my videos. But then I'm just like, nah, it's so hot.
So, no, but it's like, there's like, obviously, like, camera makeup, like we got to do it. Literally, I was doing mine earlier a little bit. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not gonna lie and be like, I'm all natural, girl. Yeah. This acne, like, it stays with me, like my hormones. So we got to put a little highlighter, a little bit goes a long way. But also, like, whatever, it's like, it depends on the skin. I'm just not blessed. I have acne prone skin, and it is what it is. Me and my 9-step skin routine, whatever. So like
9-step, I feel you, girl.
So like, honestly, I feel like there's like, where's the line, with like the, how much makeup do you wear? But it's like, girl, not everyone looks like that when they're working out, and it just makes me feel like self-conscious. Like, I generally like, I mean, I have, just like anyone, I have my insecurities, but it's like, girl, check your insecurities at the door and like, just be you, because everyone is unique and like uniquely beautiful, so it's like, I love that you're just like, yeah, girl, once you make up, it's over. That's the game. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
love that. Honestly though.
So apart from Instagram, YouTube, and university, do you have any goals for the future that are like coming up?
I honestly, so I wanted to purchase my very first condo this year, but with COVID and like I'm a bartender, as I said, so like the fluctuation of my job is looking like I have to push it to 2022. But I'm really like, I really want to have my first place because I'm trying to move out. But I don't want to like rent. I want to purchase. So that's my
Purchase. That's amazing.
Oh wow. Like where did you have anywhere in mind? Like
honestly, like at first I was like, oh, I want to move downtown. Griffintown is so pretty, but the way it's set up and how small it is, I just can't. Like I want a bigger space, especially for like a studio space as well, where I can record my content and whatnot.
Sure.
So I'm open to moving like even Laval-ish or like Saint Laurent, LaSalle, anywhere that has a decent sized place. I'm fine.
Girl, okay, I thought you were in Laval currently, to be honest.
No, I'm in Montreal. I live in the city.
Girl, what?
Yeah, I live in the city.
Girl, what?
I live like 8 minutes from downtown. Yeah, car. Yeah.
Girl, what? I am, bro. Like I literally am. I literally thought you were in like what's it called? That like bougie la ville sur le like rivière or something.
Oh,
or some because we're always talking about Laval and you're like, yeah, it's noise. Like there's some parts that's noise. So I feel like you were just repping Laval and you were just like Laval girls. Like
no. I have friends who live there. My boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend at the time, he lived like a bit past Laval. So I would go to Laval frequently.
Oh, okay. I probably misconstrued a lot of stuff. I bet. So you're like downtown area. Girl, I love that. So it's just like it's not for you. You're just like, I'm not trying to be downtown area anymore, or
I mean, I love downtown, but I just don't want to spend so much for such a small space.
I feel that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm on social media, like I really time myself because I feel like it's so I wanted to ask you about that too. Like, do you have any advice for people trying to start, let's say, their own Instagram, like influencer accounts or like YouTube account? Because like it could be positive, but it could also be very detrimental to like, exactly.
Yeah. One thing I have to say with people, I always like I have my friends who say they want to do that, and I tell them like, you have to have the personality where you have thick skin. Because when you're signing up to put yourself out on social media like that, you're signing up for people to judge you, people to criticize you, people to come at you, and at the end of the day, you can't fight everybody. You have to pick and choose your battles.
For sure.
And you have to have some form of a strong self-confidence, because people are going to nitpick at your flaws and things that you even think were your flaws,
Yeah.
So you definitely have to have a strong self-confidence, and you have to want to do it, because I didn't think Instagram and YouTube was a job. It is a whole ass job. Like when I was working, and before we had our lockdown in October, so I was working from like, not long, it was like September to October, like for a month period, and going to school and doing like videos once a week and posting on Instagram. I literally almost had a mental breakdown. Like I was thanking God that we went into a lockdown, because I'm just like, I cannot keep doing this. It's a lot when you have like midterms and finals, and I have to post a video to stay consistent, and it's a lot. So like, don't underestimate how
it's bitchcraft. What the?
Yeah.
Like, you're doing voodoo, bitch. Like, how are you doing that shit? Like, what the fuck? I can't even work and do this shit. I'm not even like, now I'm taking some online classes just because I got time. So like we out here, I'm taking like some stuff. So it's chill. It's informative. Like honestly, like really? I love that though. I love your consistency. I see you, girl. Instagram, YouTube, like you're on it. TikTok, like I see you.
I honestly, I just tell people, like, if you thought or think about doing fitness or doing YouTube or content creator, just do it. Just like write down what is it that you want to do. Like I'm not gonna be like write down detail for detail all your goals, but like a very generic, grand, view of what is it that you want to do, and just go for it. Make sure it's quality. I always tell people, like, when you're starting from like the beginning and you're a nobody, if your content is garbage, people are not going to give you a second chance, because who are you? Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. So you have to make sure that like you're coming correct.
That's true.
Good. Like I'm sure you guys know with your podcast. Like, you can't have like terrible audio when you hear static in the background. Like you have to make sure it's good because you want to build that. Okay, this Canadian tea podcast. They're good. They're hilarious. It's clear. It's like, you know, I can listen and hear what they're saying. So definitely do that. And I always tell people, like, when they're like on a weight loss journey and like they lost weight and then they gained it again, I'm just like, listen, if you lost it once, you can lose it again.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, girl, that hits me right in the feels, because it's like, I've been like, my weight loss journeys have been up and down and all around my entire life. I'm 24 and I feel that. And like, I'm not even lying. I'm not even capping, bro, Tashana. Like, you literally helped me, like, you've been one of my role models. I'm not even joking.
Thank you.
I'm not playing.
That's so sweet.
And like, honestly,
that's what makes me keep doing it. That's so sweet. Thank you.
And like, honestly, girl, like, I'm not even playing. I've lost, like, let's say, like, I don't know, 40, 50 pounds. And I gained it within a year, I gained it right back, because also I do struggle with anxiety and depression. And like, it's hard out here. It's hard out here when you have mental health issues and like the you know, life gets tough. And it's like, girl, no, you got to just keep going. Like, just even if you take a day to like, today I'm not working out, or for me, it's like balance, because if I don't work out, I'm not going to be eating trash. And if I don't eat, like, if I eat well, but also when you exercise, you're like, I don't want to be eating all like the calories that I just burned. So it's with incentive to just keep going. So it's like, and like, I've dabbled in so many sports. I come from a family of just like extremely like gifted athletes, and like, I'm just average at sports, like, and that's the way I like it, because I like sports for fun. And I feel like in terms of fitness, it's like, it actually helps with anxiety and depression very much so. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, if you sit there and you're like, yo, I'm depressed, but I'm not going to work out, like, that's on you.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
To be honest, like, I'm not even playing around. Like, you are, you know, people get mad at like some stuff that I say, like, as a plus size woman, you know, I'm like, you are what you eat. But you are, though. Like, you really are. Like, I agree with that. And people like, okay, but I'm like, I don't lose weight. I'm like, girl, but are you burning more calories than you're eating, or are you eating more calories than you're burning? Like, it's the bottom line. Like, what are your, do you have any thoughts about like plus size? Let's say like you're a plus size, I don't know, let's say, just for an example, you're a plus size queer woman, and you really just trying to like be like, because the whole thing with me is like, I have been thin and very unhappy with myself. And I have been, and I've weighed more and been happier. So it's like, damn, girl, like, where's the line? You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I tell people, like, I'm heavy on throw away the scale. I don't believe in the scale, because I feel like people get so fixated on a number on the scale. But then let's say like your goal was to reach, let's say you're 200 and you want to get down to 180, and you get down to 180 and you're like, oh my God, you're so happy. But then you look yourself in the mirror and you're just like, I'm not too happy. And let me go down to 170. And then you're not happy at 170. So basically what I tell people is just like, throw away the scale and look at yourself until you are happy with what you look like. That's all you really need, you know? And when it comes to like losing weight, yes, you have to have a deficit in calories. So as you said, you can't be consuming more than you're burning. You have to be burning way more than you're consuming. And I think an understanding people don't realize is weightlifting helps tremendously when it comes to weight loss. People think, oh, especially women, if I weight trained, I'm gonna look like this big bulky girl who's trying to do like, you know, competition. But no, what it does is actually like boosts your metabolism. So it helps you break down food faster, and it helps you burn calories more by weightlifting. So definitely incorporate weightlifting, incorporate cardio, do HIIT intensive training. If you don't like working out like the traditional way, find something else. Do like dancing, go biking, play sports. There's like so much things that you can do that can definitely help you. And then as you said, mental health is super huge, especially with what's going on. I like posted the other day, and I tell a lot of people, you have to like disconnect from Instagram, because listening to COVID is so negative. Being stuck in the house all the time.
I saw your vid,
Like, just disconnect, turn everything off. If people who are constantly posting about these conspiracies and this, that, and the third, unfollow them. Why do you need to have that in your like timeline? You know, just get rid of it and just bring positivity to your time feed. So every time you open Instagram, you see positive things that makes you feel better.
I agree with you. But also, like, I'm all about like inclusivity. Like, okay, if you're legitimately like, for example, I know people that were, you know, classified as obese, and I was classified as obese. It's just a word. It's just a scientific term. It's just anatomy. And, you know, I'm still classified as overweight, but like, I know my goals, and I agree with you. Throw away your scale, like throw it away. Cause you become like, you can become obsessed about it, because personally I have been there.
Same.
Like I would weigh myself 3 times a day as if it's gonna change, girl.
Yes.
No, it won't. Like it legit won't. Throw away your scale. I feel like a more accurate like method is like the measuring tape, like a waist measure or like whatever, because that actually shows you. Like I could tell, I don't even need a scale at this point. Like, you know, if your clothes fit better. And I've been donating my clothes, like, and I'm proud of that. But like, also now I can't even donate stuff because COVID, unfortunately. And I'm not putting that, like, I passed by the donation place, and people just left stuff on the sidewalk. And I was like, I'm not leaving my stuff on the sidewalk. I don't want people picking through that. I want it to go to actual charity. Like, I'll donate it like to like an LGBTQIA2 community center or something, like whatever. But also I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts? Because, you know, there's inclusivity, and then there's like just glamorizing you know, unhealthy habits. It's like, oh, I'm trash, trash, I'm a clown, and it's like, girl, like, you need like, where's the line again? Because I was just telling Bella this earlier today, like, there's this you know, the whole trend, it's like, it's thrift shops in person, but yeah, obviously COVID, but even before COVID, it's like thrift pages on Instagram or Depop, or those apps like Garage and stuff like that, and it's people like reselling. Even Facebook Marketplace is like, you know, everyone's selling their stuff, and like, it's like, okay, but like some place, like, I understand if you don't want to sell plus size clothing or plus size accessories, whatever, that's your right. But I was just on a DM convo with this like Instagram page based out of the West Island, or off island, excuse me, not out of the West Island, literally off island, like was it Il Pearl? I don't even, anyways, regardless. And they were like, no, we do not sell plus size clothing. And I was like, that's what I asked. And they're like, we just don't, and we'll let you know when we do, if we do. And I was like, okay. Like, I'm not calling any, like, this is, you know, I'm not gonna like at anyone, but like, this is just, it's just a small page. Like they started a little while ago, and I'm just like, but that's like kind of, that's your right, and it's fine. But it's like, I'm not trying to, at first I was like, yo, I'm trying to cop something. Now I'm like, I'm rethinking it, because I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally, like, I would love to one day have like my own fitness apparel brand.
Yeah.
And I definitely would want to have as much options as possible that is profitable. Obviously, I'm not going to sell like triple extra small and like a triple extra large. Like, who's really buying that much, you know? But I feel like it is necessary to at least have one XL and one extra small, because you have to include everybody. It's just like those makeup brands that only have like 5 selection of foundations. Like,
girl,
there's like different complexions, you know?
Yeah.
So you definitely have to be like, if you want to be a good, successful brand, you definitely have to include everybody, especially in 2021. Definitely. Like, if you're not being exclusive, then you're just wasting your time even starting a brand. That's just my opinion.
No, 100%.
Like, literally 110%. Like, so do you have recommendations? Like, you were just talking about the 5 shades of like product, like for like foundation and stuff, and that's some BS. Like, change it up, literally.
Yeah.
Like, we're not here for it. So like, yeah, but that's why, like, I know that, like, you know, I used to be Sephora bound, and I still get quite a bit of my products from Sephora, and they have a good selection for a lot of the, like, the brands. But like, also pharmacy is like the pharmacies, like Pharmapre, like, for example, like, they're stepping their games up. I see y'all, like, you're but it's still not the same. And like, it's still not it, like, for different shades. Like, even my, like, in the winter, I'm a whole other skin tone. Like, in the summer, because I'm half Greek, and so in the summer I get, like, I tan, and like, I'm literally like I have 3 different shades for my foundations for the year. I'm not even playing. Like it's not even, no, but it's like, it's, people are like, yo, your dad is dark skin. I'm like, I'm aware.
Thank you.
When I tan, I tan, like, we know. And like, in the winter, I just go to pale, and like, it's fine. But like, what I was gonna ask you is, what are your go-to, let's say, foundation, and like, I don't know, the basics, like blush, like, I don't know what you use per se, but just go to recommendations.
I'm like, I love Fenty. Not only because like they have an array of colors, but just like I don't know, make your skin look really like blurred out and super smooth. I love it. I use their foundation, I use their concealer, I use their bronzer. Before Fenty, I was using Lancome. They have really good, but that is pricey too.
For sure.
I tried the NYX before. I'm not a big fan of the NYX foundation. I like their like pencil and like their lipsticks and the lip glosses, all of that.
I like their liners a lot as well.
I heard Maybelline too is really good. Like my cousin, she is a big makeup artist in Toronto, so she like tells me about these different brands that's good. But for me, those are like my top. Like I don't see myself straying away from Fenty. I like
Fenty is it, girl. I literally love Fenty foundation. I got this sample from Sephora one time and I was like, this is it, period. Like it's it for me. Like, yeah, people depending on the makeup artist, like you will get other recommendations, but there's also a difference between stage makeup, camera makeup, everyday makeup. It's
100%.
completely different. It's not the same. And so like, girl, that's for your videos, let's say like you use Fenty or like
no, I use
okay, work. Love
That's all I
that. I love that so much. Honestly though, like I remember, the sample that I got was Fenty shade 150 for the foundation. It was like the middle of winter and I was like, this sample, like I in 2 days I finished it and I went back to Sephora and got the actual bottle and I was like, that's it. So like like dead ass, like it's it. But yeah, like, so I know you love your Nike, you love like all these brands, and I see you with your 15% off code, mamas. Like I see you. And so like,
that's Canadian.
Could you shed some light on that brand?
So it's actually like, I was still trying to support like Canadian businesses. So Vitae is actually a Canadian business, like fitness apparel that's based in Vancouver.
Wow.
And and they have really, really nice like fitness apparel things. I have a new set that's actually like on the way to my house. I do have like a 15% discount code with my name, Tashana Charles 15. But I hadn't even like checked to see how many sales I got off of it, just because I'm like, you know what? I just want to bring awareness to other Canadian brands because everything is Americanized. Like we need to start putting Canada on the map, you know? So so I definitely like that brand, definitely. And it just fits well. Like I'm not just saying it's because I have a discount code, but like it actually fits really well. It's really nice. They have good like colors. Their pricing is reasonable. And I do a lot of giveaways. So like even if you don't want to spend money, I would tell someone that just take part in their giveaways. And once you receive, let's say if you win the giveaway and you get to pick a product and you like what they have to offer, then go back and purchase it. If you don't want to purchase it full price, they always have discounts. They always have like an ambassador code that you can go like get 10, 15% off, whatever. So definitely support Canadian brands.
We're all for it, girl. We're literally all for it. I was just saying, like, I'm literally dead ass. Like, I'm drinking President's Choice, Canadian based brand, like tea. Like, I love Canadian tea brands. I've been privileged enough to go out west to BC and Calgary and like out east as well. And like, I love Canadian, like, don't even get me wrong. Like, don't at me. Like, Okanagan Valley in BC is one of the best vineyards I've ever like tried wine at. It's like,
oh wow,
it's unmatched. And like their teas are like, they're small little teas. You go to a little like town in BC. Like, for example, my grandmother lives in a little town called Grand Forks. It's not Forks like in Twilight. It's Grand Forks. It's still chill. And like I got little ass teas from like the little like artisanal tea shops. And like I still like I'm a tea hoarder. Hi, I'm Christina. I'm a tea hoarder. Like period. Girl, I know, but and like no, I know Bella can't relate. To be honest, and girl, I know you're drinking some bougie ass raspberry tea, huh? Bella?
No, I'm drinking Naya.
I see your Naya, girl. Yeah, no, because Bella posted it earlier. Girl, do you have the box with you?
I do.
Yo, get that box out, mamas.
Oh, that's so pretty. Twinings. That's so cute.
I don't even know Twinings is Canadian. Like I didn't even know.
No, they're not. They're from London.
Okay.
Oh, London tea.
Yeah.
I love that. Honestly, though, like UK, I've been to London one time, and I was like, I'm coming back. Period. Like it's it for me. Like, and I do like stupid ass like Bristol accents and dumbass shits, but like I'm serious. No, but it's it. I don't know if you've been to like I think we mentioned it on the Zoom chats earlier in 2020 and all that, but we were talking a little bit about it, and like I don't know, again, like for your travel plans, I know you love traveling, girl. We see you.
I know, COVID is not letting me live.
And like, what if you could go anywhere like next week with like, let's say hypothetically, like bans were lifted, you could go anywhere next week. Where'd you go?
I don't even care. It just has to be somewhere with a beach I can relax. Like I just miss a beach, and that's what I need, just a relaxation on a beach. Even if it's to Cuba. Cuba is not the best place. Like the beach is gorgeous, the food is trash, but I would go in a heartbeat. Like it's that's what it is.
I love that. Honestly, the beach is where like the joke is they have beaches in Canada, like in BC. In like near not Vancouver, but they have beaches. It's not, I'm not even playing with you. Like even in like Halifax, like Nova Scotia, they have mad beaches. They're like, yeah, okay, BC is like warmer, but when you go to like Halifax in the summer, it's warm. You could go like swim in the water. And like BC, like yeah, okay, there's some parts of like Vancouver, even like not Vancouver, but like you know, Fernie, BC, or like Salt Spring Island, or like just little islands there. You can literally, even now, like it's like above, it's like 10 degrees, 15. You can literally go surfing, and you can go cliff jumping, and you can go skiing in the exact same geographical area. It's crazy. It's BC's like no other, even Alberta, like Rockies, like Whistler, even like Whistler, BC, like Jasper, Alberta, like it's unreal. Like people don't even realize like it's in the same country, girl.
Yeah,
like it's literally go like you don't have Cuba is nice for sure. It's fairly priced. It's quite safe as opposed to like Dominican Republic or like, you know, other places. But ultimately, like yeah, a beach is where, girl, this like I'm not a huge sand person, but like sometimes it's essential because it's good for the skin. Like dead ass.
Yeah, the sun and just a drink and just relax. I need that.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Outside, that's what I need. I just need outside.
Honestly, though, like truly, like, anyways. But yeah, girl, I see with your Naya, that's your go-to water, I guess.
Yes, I honestly thought Naya was like international until I went to the States. They're like, what are you drinking? And I'm like, Naya? They're like, what's Naya? I was just like, oh, okay, it's Canadian. I didn't know that. So I yeah, between Naya and Essa is the only Dasani. Oh, don't like Dasani.
Yo, Dasani is chlorine poo water, bitch. The fuck?
Disgusting.
I swear, no, like, girl, Naya is honestly pretty chill. I'm like, my pet peeve is going to the store and like buying a water bottle, because I just use reusable bottles, and like I have a Brita, and like I just do that whole gig. But like I was just out and about. I had mad appointments. I'd go to CLC, whatever. And I bought Naya, and I was like, it's been a minute since I bought water, but I'll pick Naya, whatever. Because it was that or like Aquafina, or I was like, girl, Aquafina is like, it's bougie. It tastes like salt water. It's literally like, am I in Greece? Am I in Italy right now? Like drinking the freaking like a water in the ocean, like in the sea, like honestly, like shout out to Italy though, and Greece, like stunning, obviously. Like no like no shade at all, obviously. I'm trying to go back for sure, obviously. But even Italy, like you could technically go now. They're like, yo, you can go, which is wild to me.
It's just a hassle now with like the new rules coming back in. You have to be tested negative, and
yeah,
definitely.
I know people, they're like, yo, if I'm gonna be somewhere for like whatever months, I'm going and I'm staying. And one of my friends from high school, shout out to Caitlin, she went to Ghana. She literally just packed up her shit and she went to Ghana, and she's like modeling. She's doing like dance classes. I'm like,
go girl.
Okay, sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not letting COVID stop her.
Yeah, girl, honestly, I was like, you do you, boo boo. I'm not gonna tell you anything, but like, yeah. So do you see yourself, my question is, do you see yourself going abroad and chill, like for you, like to live, like are you like nomadic, or are you just like static, or are you like, you know, sedentary, kind of synonymous with static, but do you like, would you go to, let's say, to live in like a foreign country for like a year or like 2 years, or you just like Montreal or Canada is your home? Like,
no, I mean, Montreal is always been my home, but I am not opposed to living elsewhere. Like I always thought that I would pick up and move to Toronto, and seeing the prices of cost, like living wise, I'm just like, okay, no, right now, no. But like if the opportunity arises, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, yes, obviously, especially to like start if I was to live there forever and like move away from my family and friends and all that, it's gonna be hard. But I'm not opposed to that. I'm not a nomadic person. I am a nomadic person. I like to get up and move around and everything.
Mhm.
I love to travel. So I won't be surprised if I end up like moving from Montreal one day.
To anywhere, you're just like wherever the wind blows, she goes. I love it.
Other than America. No, I'm joking. Like when I look back at it, it doesn't seem much. But I'm like, I used to have like 400 followers on Instagram back in June. Now I hit like 1,200.
Yeah, I seen it,
And
girl.
yeah, so I'm like,
Yes!
I'm still like,
Yes!
okay, it's working, you know, like it's slow, baby steps, but it hasn't been a year yet. I already like tripled my followers. So I'm like, okay, this is like what I'm supposed to be doing, and I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy doing it, don't do it.
Why bother? What is
Exactly.
your
Yeah.
intention? If you don't have an intention, why are you doing shit? Yeah, so just last question for you, just because we're going over our we're almost at the 40-minute mark.
Okay.
And so I was just curious because you were like, you said I'm not surprised with like what happened at like Unipre. So like for me, it's like, well, do you expect anything from any of the people from the white community or like just in general? Do you expect people to like follow like just to be considerate? You expect people to be considerate and like chill-minded and just like respect not only like the Quebec like curfew rules, but just like be a kind person. Like, what are your like expectations and like just I don't know. I feel like set your like the whole thing is set your expectations low and like you won't have any disappointments. But what's your take on that? Like,
I feel like when it comes to that and like Quebec and how they are with Black people in general, I've experienced so much racism and seen it like whether it's direct or indirect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like when you have something happening over and over and over again, when it happens for like the 100th time, you're just like, oh, okay. Like it's nothing new. It's not like, oh my God. Obviously, yeah, there's moments like the Unipre one was shocking because it's like deliberately right there in your face. But it like when you stem it down to what it really is, it's just like, okay, another situation of racism in Quebec. It happens. Like unfortunately, it happens all the time. I'm not gonna say there's people who's not racist. I'm not gonna say there's people who's not doing, what they have to do to fix it. And people are not considerate because yes, there are people who are considerate, but
not enough in my opinion.
Yeah, globally, majority wise, there's not enough.
Girl, like we honestly that like we gotta, we're trying to wrap it up. It's been an hour, girl. Like, oops, we had a good time though. We had like
a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show and answering our questions and taking the time today. Like honestly,
yes, thank you so much.
Honestly, like it's just like so lovely. Me and Bella are just gonna stay on, just work some editing kinks and like all that stuff out. But thank you so much and have yourself a wonderful evening, my dear.
You too, guys. Stay safe.
Yes, you too.
Oh, for sure. Keep your
yes.
Yo, I see people like trying to do protests.
Right?
Nah, girl.
But yeah.
Anyway,
Thanks for having me, guys.
No worries.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.